Hi there, Crochet CJ here, Carla. I'm a mom, a wife, and a midwife, and I'm a born-again Christian, and I love people enough to tell them that. I know it's been a long time. I can't begin to tell you all the things that have been happening since I made a video. Just suffice it to say that a lot of things, just a lot of work and family stuff and just getting things taken care of that you have to get taken care of, and I have put off making another video. Anyway, this is episode 64. I almost could not find my little book that I write in to be able to know. I guess I could have gone back to see which number my last video was, but I did find my book, so at least I have a little organization. So we'll start off with finished objects. Vanilla socks. You guys know I like my vanilla sock pattern. I made these. They are lime socks from the Premier Fruits collection. Anyway, they're great. I know they look really short in the foot, but they fit perfect because I made some in the watermelon too, and they fit perfect. And then I've got these, which I may have already shown you. I can't remember. And this is I'll Lick the Stamps, I think, from Lolo Did It. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I usually always have a sock going just because it's an easy thing to throw in a bag and take with you somewhere if you're going to be in the car or in a waiting room or things like that. And so I usually do have Ross hats. You guys know I love my Ross hats. This one is made with some Premier yarn. I don't remember the color. I'm going to have to look it up. I know I still have the rest of the cake of yarn somewhere, but I tend to put that stuff all in a box, and you know, for when I'm going to use it later, because I know I'll finish using it later. And then I've got a couple more that are very different in size, aren't they? And I apologize if I've shown you guys these already. I try to keep the stuff that I've finished and haven't shown you in this room where I keep all my yarn and stuff, but sometimes I forget to take it out of the room and put it to use, and so then I have that. I also I've made 4 more of the dolls from the Pretty Brown Doll book. My friend has 4 little girls. Oh, I'm sorry that's blowing out so much. And they're all blonde, and so she has one little girl who wants to be a nurse or a doctor when she grows up, so I made her this little doll with a stethoscope. And then she's got one that likes dance, so she's a little ballerina. And then her other 2 little girls are really small and probably don't know exactly what they want to be yet, but they have, I just made them dolls that kind of I thought would look like them. And then I finished a sorting hat. Okay, it's not for me, it's for a baby, but look at his little face. Isn't that hilarious? I'll link in the description. You guys know I go back after the video uploads and link all of my patterns and yarns and things in the description. I always wait till the video uploads because it seems to take a long time, even though my new internet's much better and it does upload a little faster. Joys in progress. I don't know how joyful this one is, but I'm doing it anyway. So I started on a Musselburgh hat, okay, and that's the one that you start, you know, you start here and you increase, and then you make the body of your hat, and then you decrease and finish it off, and then you fold it in on itself, so it's like double layered. I know Hannah from Cozy Cottage has made several of these. It may be because the week I decided to start this hat was a really bad week. I had a dear family member who passed away, and it was just a bad week, and I probably shouldn't have started that week, and it was just taking me a bit to get going with it. So, you know, right now I'm working on the just going around knitting, and so it's going to take a while because I think you're supposed to have about 12 inches from where you started, where you ended increasing until you start decreasing. So I've got about 5.5, so it's going to take a while. The yarn I'm using, this is just a undyed yarn, so it's a sock yarn actually, and then from Dyer Supply. And then this is an acrylic yarn. I cannot find the ball band. It has gone where all of your extra socks go, right? But you can see it's got a nice little halo on it, and I thought that would be kind of cool. You really can't hardly see the halo though when you start crocheting with it, I mean knitting with it. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I'm going to finish the hat and I will start another one. And I think maybe if I do one without holding yarn double, it might be easier to get started. And then once I get the hang of, you know, the beginning of that, I think it will go much better. My other joy in progress, of course, I always have a pair of socks on the go. And so these, I really like the colors in these. This is Allegro from Wisdom Yarns. It's a wool-free, 93% acrylic, 7% polyester, and it is 100 grams and there's 470 yards. And the color is Grape Sonata. Anyway, so, and so I'm working on those socks. I finished the quilt top for my son and daughter-in-law with the Road to Oklahoma fabric. I don't have a picture or anything of it. It's getting ready to go on the frame. So once I get it on the frame, I'll take some pictures and maybe post them, you know, in my Facebook group. And we'll just see. And of course, when I get it finished, I'll make sure and show it to you guys before I get it to them. I don't usually like to have this many projects going at one time, but it just worked out that way. I was working on that Musselburgh hat, and I had socks started. And of course, making quilts, I do when I get nice blocks of time to work on them. So, but I have been wanting to start this granny stripe cardigan for as long as I've had the pattern, which has been a while. So I got started on it. This is one of the front panels, and I still have about, I think, 20 rows to go on it, and then I'll make another one just like this. I'm not like Hannah. I'm not color controlling and striping it. You know, I mean, my panels are not going to match. This is going to be my cardigan of many colors because I'm just going to do it. I am making it with sock weight yarn. As you can see, my sweet friend Sandra, that's one of my acquisitions. She sent me a bunch of minis. And so I've just been balling them up and using them for my cardigan. So I'm excited about that. And I'm just making a bunch of crinkly noises with that sack, trying to put it back in it so that it's just going to sit right there and not go back in the sack. So those are my joys in progress. And acquisitions, my sweet friend Wendy Jo sent me the cutest little stitch markers. So one is a little cow and one is a little peach, and then there's a little gummy bear. You can't hardly see it, but he's got like sparkly stuff in the back of him. Anyway, I think those are so cute. Thank you so much, Wendy Jo. Those are really sweet. And then I got yarn minis and other yarn from my lovely friend Sandra. I don't know why I got so organized, and like 2 days after she sent me the box full of goodies that she sent me, I had everything put away. So I did not dig it all back out to show you what she sent. I mean, it doesn't, you guys don't really, it doesn't matter what all that stuff I have. It was just really sweet of her to send me some lovely, pretty things. And so I have lots of things there. And then Hannah at Cozy Cottage was having a yarn de-stash, and so I ordered this yarn from her. It's gorgeous. It's got blues and blacks in it, and it is from Twisted Owl Fiber Studio out of Longview, Texas. It's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards, 100 grams. And the name of the yarn color, the yarn dye, is called Brothers in Blue. And I really love it. I think it's gorgeous. And so I ordered that from her, and it got here yesterday or the day before. It must have been day before because I worked yesterday. See, there's another thing. I work and then I forget what I'm doing, what's going on. So kind of short and sweet. I feel like I've been, you know, not made a video in so long that I really should have a lot more finished objects. But I will freely admit that after Christmas and making all the things that I had to make before the end of the year and get done, that I did take kind of a little sabbatical. I still worked on projects here and there. I made some more shirts. I made a lot of shirts before Christmas. That was kind of daunting, but I've made some more shirts, and, you know, worked on some more things that I may not have remembered to put aside to show you guys, or they might have gotten sent to someone else. It just all kind of runs together, which is good in a way, because, you know, staying busy is always good for you. And then I just, like I said, I kind of took a break and didn't really push to get a lot of things done. I did want to get the dolls done because my friend who bought them from me had asked for them. She'd asked for them when I was making dolls last year, but she told me that she didn't need them by Christmas and she wasn't in a hurry. And that was very thoughtful of her because I really had a lot of other projects going on. And so I just kind of, you know, started those last month and got them done. And then, you know, some of the other stuff, I've got quilts I want to get made and different things. And I've made some bags. That's been fun too. I found some clearance. I can't remember if I showed you guys. Maybe not. It may have been, I think it was after I made my last video that I had gone to Hobby Lobby and found some quilt as you go set kits, and you make bags, and you put the you put them on the strips of fabric and you sew them on, and so you're kind of quilting as you go, and it's really nice because then when you're done with the bag, you know, it's already quilted, which is really cool. And so I'd made some of those bags. I actually just, like, Annie's had a big push clearance patterns, and I just bought a few more of the bag quilt as you go patterns from them. Now the kits I got at Hobby Lobby actually came with the interfacing or the batting already marked for you to put your strips of fabric on, which was really cool. These quilts as you go, obviously they're digital patterns, and so it tells you how to cut your fabric and stuff and how to lay it out, and you know, that'll still be great. And, you know, it's just a really quick way to make a quilted bag with scraps. And I tried to use scraps of fabric that have special meaning for people. I'm going to make myself a bag with some of the lovely Harry Potter fabric that I have, because, you know, I have a lot of Harry Potter. I am sure you can tell just a little bit that I've lost some weight. I had been, you know, working on that. I know we've talked previously a little bit about exercise and trying to eat better and watch calories and things like that. And then last year I was talking about the medication the doctor had put me on. I started going to a weight loss clinic, and I was put on Ozempic for a couple of months, and then he said, well, we got this new drug and it really works great for people with insulin resistance, which, you know, describes me really well. I never got to the point where I was diabetic, but insulin resistance is basically pre-diabetes. And so, you know, when you're morbidly obese and you're morbidly obese for many, many years, or you yo-yo up and down from that, you end up with insulin resistance, and you eventually will become diabetic. And so he had me start the Mounjaro. I know, you guys, there's a lot of information out there about Ozempic and Wegovy and Mounjaro out in the media. I just want to caution you that, you know, as a healthcare provider, I can tell you that a lot of the things that I'm hearing on you know, I don't do TikTok, but people send me TikTok videos, or the things that we hear, you know, on Facebook or YouTube aren't necessarily accurate information. And even some of these commentators, or, you know, whatever you want to call them, or reporters even, don't get a lot of factual information before they do a sensational report. Okay, I know everybody likes the sensational, and so that's how it goes. But just let me caution you, you know, talk to your doctor if you're really interested in it, and if you feel like it might be right for you or something like that. I mean, it's just like weight loss surgery or anything else. You need to research it, and you need to know what you're doing. The medication has been really great for me. Yes, there are side effects. The whole thing that people talk about, Ozempic face, was it Ozempic face when people lost, you know, 150, 200 pounds after weight loss surgery? No. When you lose weight and, you know, the fat and stuff, yeah, your face gets a little saggy, okay? And the older you get, the less it bounces back from that. And so there's no such thing as Ozempic face. Just let me say that. Whether you want to argue with me or not, don't argue with me, because that's how I feel. But, you know, a lot of things, I mean, it does have side effects, you know, every medication has side effects, but the side effects to me are workable, enough that it's worth it to lose this weight. And I've taken off, I started Ozempic in June, was on it for 2 months, then started Mounjaro. So since June, I have lost 66 pounds. I had lost 30 prior to that. Actually, I think it's, yeah, I'd lost 30 prior to that. In the year prior to that, I took, like, I was counting calories and going and exercising at the gym 4 to 5 days a week. And it took me an entire 12 months to lose 30 pounds, which is why I sought out this weight loss clinic that some of my friends have been going to, because I really felt like I needed some help. And to have a doctor say to you, it's not all about eating less and moving more. It's also about how your body responds and the imperfections that your system has now from, you know, genetics, or from, you know, other things that go on in your life. So to have a doctor finally say, you know, you still have to make effort. I mean, it's just like weight loss surgery. There's no magic bullet. There's nothing, you know, nobody's going to hit you with the shrink ray. You still have to work at it. I mean, I still count calories. I still go to the gym. It's just helpful to have a medication that keeps me from wanting to eat constantly, because people call it food noise. I'd never heard that term before I started watching some videos and speaking with some people who take these medications. But they talk about the food noise and how it's just a constant barrage in your head. And I mean, all you're thinking about is what am I going to eat next? And I know there's other people out there that have that issue, just like me. And And I just want to tell you that it's okay. I mean, it happens to people. I don't want to turn my channel into, the weight loss channel or the Mounjaro channel or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to catch you guys up on what's been going on with me. There are a lot of people out there who talk about Mounjaro, who talk about Ozempic, who talk about, responsible weight loss and taking care of yourself and things like that. And, I'm going to let them run with it because that's what they do best. And so, I'm the crafty midwife. That's what I like to do. And so that's what I'm going to talk about mostly. This is kind of just the little personal stuff at the end. So I promise you, not only will I be more organized with the next video, but it will be mainly crafty stuff and not so much personal stuff. And again, I guess I should put a disclaimer on the front of the video. I should have put a disclaimer on the front of the video. Once I'm done with my acquisitions, you might want to tune out because I'm going to talk about, weight loss and things like that. But it's okay. And the important thing about weight loss is not, yeah, it's nice to get in that smaller size. It's nice to have that number on the scale go down. The best thing is just feeling better and getting around better and knowing that I can continue to work and do the job that I do, that I love so very much, and knowing that I can enjoy my leisure time, going and doing things and having fun. So, there you go. Anyway, that's 21 minutes and the last 10 of it have been me just rattling on. So I will go now and I will talk to you guys soon. I am planning to, as I've said in the past, try to set aside time at least once a month to hop on and visit with you guys and show you what I've been doing. And I mean, a lot of the reason I haven't filmed in so many months is I just haven't done a whole lot. And so, it's hard to get on and chat about crochet and knitting and quilting when you haven't been doing a lot of it. So anyway, just remember Jesus loves you and so do I. And you guys have a great, great weekend. Bye.